Hello, listeners, and welcome to A Dash of Salt with AJ. I'm your host, Ahsoka Jackson. Last episode was the first part of my series, TSOK, the Shame of Kink. Where we last left off, I was discussing slavery and then the lynching that came after, and how the torture and murder of Black people was treated as family entertainment, to be blunt. In this episode, I'm going to focus more on the plight of the Black woman in the United States specifically, though I'm also going to be, referencing our situation globally, because what happened in the United States wasn't just a United States thing. The slavery, the general terrorization and dehumanization of Black people, it's been a global problem for a long time. Now, despite everything that Black people went through, despite the horrors that anyone with a shred of decency and honesty in their soul should be able to recognize as horrors, one of the things done has been to promote this image and this idea of the happy, willing slave, the willing victim. And this is, such an excellent parallel and really a connecting point with kink and BDSM, because they hinge upon these ideas of consent and of someone who's happy and delights in being tortured, humiliated, degraded, abused, and that their willingness or supposed willingness to allow it makes your own actions as the predator, as the victimizer, okay. Those same justifications and ideas have been used throughout the years when it comes to Black people. And when I say throughout the years, I mean throughout the centuries. The rape, the torture, the enslavement. Black people were claimed to be happy, willing participants in that. Indeed, the very concept of raping a Black woman was something that people argued was impossible. And the way Black women have been portrayed and described has been used to feed into that. If she's not this excessively masculinized, unattractive, standoffish, hostile creature that no one wants to go near, she's on the other spectrum portrayed as this lecherous, sex-crazed creature who welcomes any attention you want to throw her way. No need for commitment, actual respect, the things that demonstrate real love. Nah, just use her and discard her. And she's happy with that arrangement. One thing that I thought about for this podcast was the case of SarahBartman. I'll provide links related to that and to other things I'm discussing here. But it's kind of an excellent example of how this can play out in its naked form. No pun intended. The portrayal and showcasing of the Black woman as some kind of freak, some kind of grotesque creature, some spectacle to behold, and something that's sexualized in not a positive way, not in a way that embraces the positive aspects of sex within, a dignified, uplifting context. Not something that's not celebrating the joys of actual healthy relationships and marriages, and the fact that, the woman plays really the heavier role in reproduction, which is how the very species, is able to continue and not go extinct. It's not any of that. It's not the creation power of the female. And it's not even the role that sex plays in the bond of marriage. No, this is the Black woman as some lewd object to aim your worst desires and thoughts and actions at. And of course, she's not actually worthy of a higher level of respect than that. Don't for a second think that. And this is something that continues to this day when you look at the portrayal of Black women in TV, movies, and of course the music industry, which is notorious for this. And yes, Black women of other races are used for this, and even white women. But the focus on Black women and the exact way they're used and portrayed, and especially when you step outside of just the context of music and look at other media, the more you pay attention, the more you'll actually notice it. Now, there's really so much to cover in all of this about, kink, about racial issues. There's more here than I can handle, so I've kind of had to content myself with the fact that I'm only going to be able to get to so much, even with this and the 2 more podcasts I have planned. I know that there's plenty I'm going to be leaving out here. But it's better that I do what I can versus not moving at all, because I feel, inadequate in covering this. I think the article that I want to highlight the most would be the one from theundefeated.com, where it talks about the victimization of Black women in terms of sexual violence, and that includes being preyed upon by members of law enforcement. It's worth noting. But really, all of the things that I plan on post are, of course, things that I think are worth a look. And of course, the thing about this is that it's not just Black women, who faced, like I said, the violence and the exploitation, and also these portrayals, this promotion of the idea of the happy, willing victim who just rejoices in whatever abuse your mind comes up with to subject them to. Black men were definitely part of that. And Black men have also faced their own sets of stereotypes that have been used to promote lies and to justify their mistreatment. Once again, this is not just a United States issue, it's a global thing. But next episode, I do plan on highlighting in that particular matter some of the stuff, the stereotypes and images directed towards Black men and men of other races as well. And I'm also going to be talking about women of other races. Now, I promised last episode to explain why I'm focusing on Black people first here. It's pretty simple. With the mind-boggling level of torment Black people have been subjected to, they have become a natural focus for all these supposedly woke, socially conscious people. The types I've dealt with. The ones who virtue signal in between celebrating abuse, misogyny, sadism, and some of the most racist and dehumanizing behaviors and concepts imaginable. In seeing the astonishing disrespect and lack of regard they actually show for Black people and others of color, their hypocrisy and insincerity are exposed in brilliant relief. Their making of torture and enslavement into a game and something to get their rocks off to is easily one of the best and most blatant examples that comes to mind for me. And it's honestly like a mic drop. Just in this, it shows how they're either blatant liars or at best have so little concern for Black people that they don't even notice being so extremely and blatantly callous and disrespectful and absolutely pissing on Black America in particular. Pun intended, because some of these kind, benevolent folks are into doing that to people. It all fits. Now, next episode, we'll be continuing this topic with part 3. In the meantime, if you enjoy the show, please leave a like, share, or review on YouTube, Apple Podcasts, social media, or whichever platform you use to listen. Be blessed and stay salty.